Yeah, the apparent separate self, as I was saying, uh, is fearing death and fearing life, you know. But it's just an apparent separate self. There is no real separate self. It's imaginary.
So she also works on.
There is already no one to fear death, to fear life. Death is imagined. The me is imagined. The me who seems to be the victim of death or a victim of life is just an imagination. It's just a thought. It's just a thought construct. It is nothing special. There is no real separate self, except as a thought that seems to identify with the body. It says, when the body dies, I will die. When the body experiences difficulties, the lack of food, lack of provision, it says, I'm suffering. Is it the body that says, I'm suffering? No, it's just a thought. There is no sufferer. There is no victim, except as an imagination. That which is imagined can never really get anything, can never really suffer, can never really go anywhere, because it's just an imagination. It's just an appearance that never even appeared, you know, if I should say. So there is no one here to be afraid of death. There's no one here to be afraid of life. There's just simply vastness, everything. There's no separate self. There's no separation. Life isn't separate. Life doesn't belong to anybody. Life is everything. Yet, it's nothing. It's empty. There's no one to live life. There's no one to lose life. There's just simply life. There's no one here to live a bad life, a life full of suffering, full of deaths, full of misery, poverty. There's no one already. There's no victim. Everything is this. There is only wholeness already. Wholeness, everything. There's no dividing line. So this as it is can never be found, and this can never be lost, because it's everything already. There is nothing sticking out on its own. There's no individual here. There's just wholeness appearing as birds, appearing as trees, appearing as space, the room, appearing as people, different people, but it's still just wholeness. That which isn't divided. That which has never been born. Therefore, it never dies. It's just what is. It's just what is talking. It's just what is listening. What is appearing a space, the room, trees blowing, cars hooting, birds chirping, the rain, thunderstorm. Everything is this. Everything is what is. There is no one here to become what is, or to get what is, or to lose what is. There's just what is. So there can be just a sense of being separate from everything, which doesn't belong to anyone. It's just a sense. It may seem to deconstruct, or it may seem to fall away. But the falling away itself is just an illusion, because there's nothing separate from everything to drop or to fall away. It's just everything. Appearing as something falling away. So there's just this ordinariness. Ducks moving around the park.
I don't think those are ducks. Those are something else. Maybe those are African ducks. I don't know.
I'll show you just a little bit.
Well, maybe they are ducks. Huh.
Yeah, very colorful.
Longer
Beautiful.
necks than our ducks.
So there is really nothing to be done to move to a certain level, or to become something, or to get rid of something. You know, there is just what's happening. Something being done is just what's happening. Somebody meditating is just what's happening. There isn't any real somebody who's meditating, who's getting somewhere, who's feeling peace, who's feeling wholeness. There's just wholeness appearing as somebody who's feeling what appears to be wholeness. So everything as it is just an expression of this.
So what would you say to those that are uncomfortable in their own skin, that feel they can't go on, that feel like the thought constructs have them cornered, trapped? What would you say to folks in that situation?
Well, I can say that first of all, before I can talk about the stories and stuff like that, I would say There is only wholeness. Whatever may seem to be happening, even when it feels comfortable, even when what is being seen, it feels comfortable to that apparent separate self. That as it is just how everything expresses itself, you know. It's just wholeness expressing itself in its limited aspect of itself, feeling very uncomfortable in its own skin, or somebody feeling like that, you know, feeling separate from everything, trying to become one with everything. That may seem to happen as well. That as it is, even though it may seem as if to the apparent or to the when there is that sense of being separate, it may seem as if it's bad. It's something that is not supposed to happen, but it's still an expression of everything. That as it is, it may seem to deconstruct and fall away. You know, when there is listening to this message, you know, something may seem to happen, but it's already not happening to anybody. You know, even though in the story it may seem as if, or somebody now is no longer feeling that way. You know, somebody feels that what has been going on, it's just gone. You know, there's so much love, there's so much acceptance, there's so much peace. Somebody's feeling comfortable in their own in their own skin. So that as well may seem to happen, but it's still an expression of everything, even though what seems to be bad, you know, is still an expression of everything. In the story, it may seem as if something has happened to somebody, you know, but there is nothing to be done. There is no one separate from everything to experience difficulties, to suffer, to feel separate, or to be uncomfortable in their own skin. There's just this unknowable, ungraspable vastness appearing as somebody who's feeling uncomfortable in their own skin, trying to move to a certain level, trying to get closer to the vastness or to become the vastness or to become the wholeness. But it's just a story. It's just a story. There isn't anybody who's separate already, who can get closer to anything, who can uh, see transformation happening, even though in the story it may seem to happen. There may seem to be a transformation, a certain character losing anger, losing frustration, feeling peace again. You know, that's beautiful. That's not to say that's good or bad. It's just what's happening. But it doesn't mean that action should not be taken. Action may seem to be taken. You know, that's somebody feeling separate may seem to approach somebody. You know, something may seem to be done, but it's still just a story. In a sense that it's already that which is being longed for, that which is being sought for, appearing as somebody who's feeling separate, who's looking for help. And the help that is being given is already that which isn't separate, appearing as somebody who's giving help. So everything is this. There is no escape. So all stories are beautiful. All stories are okay. Even to say, I don't like a certain story. I love a certain story. It's okay. Because the one who says, I don't like a certain story, I love a certain story, it's just the same one. There's no separation. This isn't against liking or disliking. There are no should and shouldn'ts here.
I don't know, man. Some stories seem pretty ugly to me. Some stories are very ugly. They bring tears
Do
to
you
your
feel
eyes.
sometimes,
Go ahead.
sorry?
They bring tears to your eyes. The billions of tragic stories in the world.
Bodies being destroyed, families being torn apart.
For instance, yes. The list could be like, you could just forever.
Yeah, yet it is always seen that there is no difference between the dead and the living. Because there's no one living, so therefore there's no one to die. No one has ever been dead because no one has ever been born. No one is living already. It's just a story. To say somebody's living, belongs to a certain family, grew up in a certain location, that is just a story. That is just a story. There's no one living, therefore there's no one to die. There's just life. Life has never been born, therefore life will never die. Life expresses itself in a certain body called Charles. It's just life. There's no real Charles. There's just life. So when the body drops, life, continues. Because the body itself is just a garment. It means nothing. It's not special. It's just a garment that you wear in the morning when you go to work, and then you take it off when you get back from work. When it's dirty, you take it off, wash it, and wear it some other time. The body isn't special. And the one who identifies with the body is already not there, as separate from everything or as separate from wholeness. All there is wholeness expressing itself as a body or in the body. When the time comes, the body is left behind. 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . .
'.
some stories may seem to develop, subtler stories may seem to develop as well, but it's still the same undivided wholeness, spirits. You can call it whatever. It doesn't really matter. You can say it's God. Spaciousness, Shiva. But it's still this nothingness, ordinariness. So identifying with the body, thinking that you are a dead body, may seem to cause a lot of trouble, you know. But, it's just an appearance. There's no real trouble. It may seem that way when there's that sense of being separate from everything. It may seem as if something bad is going to happen to you. Gonna lose everything, gonna, but there's no one there already to lose anything. There's no one there already who owns something. There's just everything. There's just vastness. Just this already, which isn't a thing. Sorry?
And people passing by you thinking you're crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Somebody was passing by just now. You said that?
That's how I look at Ricky. You're starting to get some gray hair. You seem new.
Yes. Yeah, there's a lot of gray hair growing. Even on the other side, yeah. Lots of gray hair.
It's funny, your beard is so sparse. You don't have anything over here. It's not very much work in the morning, huh?
Yeah. It just doesn't grow. I don't know what's going on. It just doesn't grow. It's always like this.
Yeah,
Always like this.
nice. Could take over my whole head if I didn't cut it.
So you have to do a lot of work in the morning.
No, I don't do that much.
No. Okay.
My heart's been complaining. So I need to start doing more exercise. I do my spiritual chores in the morning, but now I have to start exercising as well. So since the mornings are going to get more crowded, because otherwise, the body will shed pretty quickly.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that is advisable. That's supposed to be done. And here as well, my head has been like on and off. on and off. But
No leaking? Any more leaking?
just a little bit, just a little bit. You know, it's not easy to even to notice that there is a leak now. I think there is a healing taking place.
Good.
Over there's been healing going on over the 6 months that has passed. Yeah, so things are no longer the same as before. Even though the walking, the movement itself may seem to uh, somehow disturb the healing process in a way. But when the body is asleep, so the healing process speeds up. But the body feels much better. There is no more weakness that used to be experienced. Yeah, no more weakness.
That's good.
Yeah. Yeah. In the same way, you cannot find Tuesday, you cannot find time, you cannot find year 2025 or the month of July. You can also not find the separate self. The separate self is the same as Tuesday. It seems to be there, but it's never really there. You can't say this, what is seen, is Tuesday. Tuesday is just an imagination. It's just there in the calendar, where it's written in the calendar. The same as a year and a month. It's just written there in on the calendar. So what seems to be a separate or an individual, separate self, it's just never there. It just never was. It never appeared. It's imagined. Even right now, there is looking right now. It is seen clearly that there's just no one here. The body can be felt. There are sensations. Being felt, thoughts appearing and disappearing. But somebody that is here, it's just it's an illusion. There's no one here. There's no one there. And there's no here. There's no there. Just this. So self-inquiry can be made, it can be made as well. To look into the identity, the separate identity. If it's really there, that can happen as well. But nothing has ever been found. No individual has ever been found. Even the one who may seem to be doing self-inquiry is not really there as separate from everything. It is everything appearing as that. It is everything appearing as self-inquiry, appearing as somebody who's meditating in the forest, appearing as somebody who's seeking for this. It is just this seeking for this. There isn't anyone who's seeking for this. Not recognizing that it's already what it seems to be seeking for. It's already itself, you know. So there's really nothing to find. Because that which is trying to find something is already that which is being looked for. Is already that. Is already one. It's not separate. There's nothing separate from everything that can find everything or become everything. There's only everything. Even the seeking itself is already everything. The attempt to meditate is already everything. The movement is already everything. There's no distance to cover. There's no one to cover the distance. And there's no destination. There's just this. It is so simple, even beyond the word simple. And this isn't looking for anyone to find it. This isn't searching for the earnest seekers to seek for it until they find it. This is already what it is. This isn't going anywhere. This isn't getting better or getting worse. It's just neutral. So there's no built-in meaning. There's no built-in meaning. There's just neutrality. What seems to be the meaning may seem to appear. Something may seem to say, oh, this means that, but, you know, it's all neutrality. Everything is empty. Everything is this. There are no real stories. They're just appearances from this nothing. Something appearing as a story that seems to be going somewhere, but it's never really going anywhere. It's just is. It's just what is. This isn't gonna get better or worse. It's just simply what is. Getting better, getting worse, it's just a story appearing in this. People suffering or people feeling joy, people prospering, being successful. It is just.
It may just be a story, but it's experienced. It's experienced.
Yeah.
Experienced by no one, but it's experienced.
Not by a separate experiencer.
Maybe not. Nonetheless.
Yeah.
Sometimes it feels, things aren't going great. I start to meditate and think about the things that you say. It feels like I'm trying to deny my experience, or put another way, to deny experience. And during those times, that feels stupid.
I would say uh, don't be something, just be nothing. No, be nothing in the midst of that's going on, or that's may seem to be going on. Just be nothing. Be the way you are in a way. Don't be something. Because if you're something, then the the world may seem to you may seem to be a victim as well. Because you take yourself to be something. You may seem to be a victim. The apparent happening may seem to affect the that which seems to be something. But that which is always nothing, you know, is never really affected. You know, in a way, there's what seems to be acceptance in a way, but not that there is somebody who's accepting anything. It's just acceptance, accepting what is, allowing. There is no suppression when there's when there's just nothing. There's no suppression. Everything is allowed to be as it is. There's no judgment. No matter how the story may appear to be, it doesn't really matter. Yet, not that there can be denial. Something may deny the story. You know, the story can be accepted, as it is. You know, but that may seem to be beautiful when there's just nothing, when there's nobody who seems to be affected. No. So I would say be nothing that you are already. Don't be something. When you are something, you always get caught in the story. So stories are okay, but when there's something, they are no longer okay. Some stories are not okay. Okay. They may seem to be heavy because there is that identity. Something seems to identify with the body. Strong identification. So the heaviness may seem to go away when there is no body, which it is always like that. It is always like that. There is always no body. But when there is that assumption that I'm here, I'm somebody, or a belief in the story, that the story is real. I grew up somewhere, I'm a real person, but that is just a thought. That is already empty. There is no real somebody who grew up somewhere. That's just a storyline, if I should say. It's empty already. There's no one behind it. You can look where you are looking from. Is it something solid? Is there a looking from solidity? Or it is just looking from nothing? From space, spaciousness. When there is the identification with the body, it may seem as if that which is looking is something solid, but it's never solid. It's just space. It's more like space. And the space itself is not subject to the body. It's not within the body. It's vast. There's no within, there's no without. There's just vastness, spaciousness. So there's so much space that everything is allowed to be as it is without judgment. Every story is allowed to play out, until it's exhausted. So I would also say, just simply watch. Don't do anything. Do nothing. Watch as the story plays out until it's exhausted. Everything comes and goes. Nothing lasts forever. The story, if it seems to be bad, it came, then it's going away. But yet the interpreter may seem to say, oh, this story is bad, I wish it could go away. But it's nothing. It's already empty. Even the interpreter is also how wholeness plays as the interpreter, somebody who's not liking the story, somebody who thinks something should be done. It's everything is okay. It's beautiful. It is a play. It is a play. Nothing is real. There's
All right,
no one
Kosi,
looking.
I'm gonna need to go. Sorry.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
You're always welcome.
Talk to you next Tuesday.